Is there reincarnation in the Bible? Should we believe in reincarnation as Christians? Simple answer, no, and I'll show you why. The Bible states that John the Baptist came in the spirit of and power of Elijah, so to prepare the way for the Lord, fulfilling the Old Testament prophecy in Malachi, but he was not Elijah reincarnated. He served a similar prophetic role, calling for repentance and turning hearts back to God. So many of us actually have the spirit of John the Baptist or the spirit of Elijah. That doesn't mean that we are Elijah or John the Baptist. Though John himself denied being Elijah, Jesus affirmed that John's prophetic connection, saying, "He is Elijah who was to come," meaning John fulfilled the function of Elijah as a forerunner, not literally being the same person. Because in the Bible, it was prophesied that someone would come like Elijah that would be born, and that they were waiting for someone to be born with the spirit of Elijah, which was John the Baptist. Okay, so I don't get believing in reincarnation as a Christian, because in heaven, we will all have our own like spiritual body. So if we were like multiple people on earth, then who is in heaven for all of those people? Could it be like one person with 5 heads? I don't think so. Now, as for celebrities that look very similar to like historical figures, it could be that they were in each other's lineage or related or ancestors, and that's how DNA works. You look like your great 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 grandfather or mother. Though the similarities are uncanny, but when someone is an identical twin, do we believe that person is the same person? No, they're 2 different people, even though they look exactly the same, because they have 2 different souls, so they have 2 different vessels, although they're, intertwined in some way with their DNA, and they have like kind of like spiritual abilities maybe sometimes. They were from 2 different time periods, so obviously they're 2 different people, even if they do look identical. Similar to generational curses and generational blessings, your personality may be very similar from your great 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 grandpa or grandma, and you come in the spirit of them because your DNA is very similar. Though you don't have to be exactly like your family. If you don't like your family, you want to be the chain breaker, you want to be the generational curse breaker, then there's that too. But as for coming in the spirit of the Israelites, there's a lot of similarities between the Israelites and present day rapture watchers, because they're both on a journey searching for the promised land, or even just Christians that are seeking God and they're in a season where it's confusing. That is similar to being in the wilderness. So because of that, maybe we come in the spirit of the Israelites, but that doesn't mean we are the Israelites reincarnated, because like I said, we're going to be our own person in heaven, our own spiritual body in heaven, not going to have multiple people in one vessel. And yes, there's angels with multiple heads in heaven, but they were already like that from the beginning, how God created them. They didn't die and then become this. Also, do you not know that we will judge angels? How much more the things of this life? So now that we know that people come in certain spirits and they repeat itself, you can kind of recognize which kind of spirit you're talking to. It could be a Pharisee spirit. The spirit of Leviathan also repeats itself a lot. And you can kind of learn their characteristics so that when you encounter one, you'll know exactly who you're talking to, so you can pray against it, call them out by name. They hate that, and they'll be casted away into hell where they belong. When you know exactly who they are, they cannot fool you. And that's why we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over the present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in heavenly places.